Oh man, so Killer Mike went on Club Shay Shay to apologize to Steph Curry after Steph confronted him for co-signing what a content creator was saying and bashing Ayesha Curry. But as this apology was making its rounds in the algorithm, we had some more clips going viral of Ayesha on Call Her Daddy podcast saying some more crazy things, leaving people to wonder, shoot, well, did Killer Mike and the content creator have a point about Ayesha constantly embarrassing Steph? So we gonna get into that as well as some crazy reactions from TikTok. The ladies are voicing their opinion. We're gonna see what the hell they gotta say, as well as myself. But first thing first, let's tap into this apology and see what Mike had to say on Club Shay Shay.
Steph Curry, Ayesha Curry. I apologize for my statement being misconstrued. I was just stoned up trying to make a joke out of it. What's something that it wasn't my damn business, like my wife said. Steph did something that all us brothers with women should do, and that's stand up and defend your woman. No matter if somebody step on her foot, no matter if they did it or not, man, check and say, hey man, you didn't say excuse me. So let me say again, Ayesha, Steph, excuse me. I apologize deeply, and I'm searching for your address so I may send y'all some of this Paloma. Y'all may make more love, make beautiful light-skinned babies for us.
Okay, I respect the public apology. If y'all don't remember, once again, this dude was reacting to Ayesha Curry, basically saying that she didn't see herself or their relationship having this dynamic with Steph being this superstar. She expected to be the breadwinner, basically. A dude joking with her saying that she want to be a rapper or some shit like Glorilla. Killer Mike responded saying, my nigga said she want to be Glow, with a laughing emoji saying, man, Steph doesn't deserve the embarrassment, for real, God bless him. Steph responds, Killer Mike, nah, not you, Mike. I'm cool staying silent and letting these other clowns have their moment, and you're the worst of them. Boo Woods, and that's Buddy right there, that's his name. But you're better than that, Killer Mike. Stay in your lane and let God keep blessing me like he is. We are good over here, alright? And that led to that apology. And once again, I said I respect that man apologizing publicly, because celebrities do have to understand that, you know, they have more reach than someone like me. Unless your job is social commentary, if you care to have a personal, cordial relationship with someone, then speaking publicly about their relationship ain't the best move, bro. It's not something that you should do, but that doesn't mean that he wasn't right. That don't mean that. Let's go ahead and look at this clip real quick.
4 kids. Did you always knew you wanted a big family?
No. So I didn't want kids. I didn't want to get married. I thought I was going to be career girl and that's it. And I had my eyes set on my goals. And I was never the little girl that like dreamt about the wedding dress and all of that. And then it happened so early in my life. So it's like, it's one of those things like you don't know what you actually don't know what you want.
It's so hard also to be the woman in a situation where you're like, men just don't get as much scrutiny. Like they can maybe tell him like your shots suck tonight, but like the looks and all of that is just like not a factor of conversation as much.
No.
Did you talk to Steph about it? Like, or did you kind of keep it within yourself so it didn't?
I do not have a bone in my body that can keep anything to myself. So
we know. And I'm going to get to this point later.
If it comes to mind, it's coming out. And he's so gracious. Like he tries to resonate with me, but he just can't. And he also comes from a place of like, it's effing stupid. Like, it's not true. So why? And I'm like, but wait, like, listen to how it makes me feel. And he's like, but why does it make you feel like that? It's not real. After we got married, we found out we were pregnant with our daughters so quickly. I didn't even have time to think about what I wanted anymore. It's so interesting. I spent my entire life like trying to work towards something, and then it kind of just disappeared, and I didn't think twice about it. But after my daughter turned 1, I remember there being a shift and being like, I have goals for myself. Like, this doesn't feel right. I love being a mom, but I love doing other things too. And I need to get my shit together and figure out what that looks like for myself now.
If I have a career and I'm not home, like did you experience that?
I still experience that. I still experience that. I'm always in therapy talking about this. If you lose all of those things that were interesting about you, even for yourself, like even the things that made me feel confident and cool, then what are you doing? And
Now that was the more recent clip that went viral. Nigga says Ayesha Curry when it comes to embarrassing stuff. Hey, all right. Homie says she doesn't know what she wants in life, never wanted marriage and kids, so gets a serious boyfriend in college, says yes to the proposal, gets married, and then immediately has a kid. It gotta be hard for women to make sense of their own brains and emotions. Bro, I don't know, man. Maybe at some point in time she was thinking logically and was like, this the best I'm going to get as a husband. Let me go ahead and lock this down and lock into this man right here. So yeah, she gonna go with the flow and just shut up. But eventually the true color's gonna come out there if she's not truly invested. It's a level of resentment there. And that shit continues to pour out every single time a microphone is put towards her mouth and the camera is pointed towards her face. Every single time she gets a chance to, she speaks about how she's unhappy. Now I get that Ayesha Curry wants to have her own identity. I get it, trust me. But baby girl, if your identity is becoming a wife who's unsatisfied with her life, and that's not what you're trying to portray, then you need to fall back and regroup. Fall the fuck back. Fall the fuck back. Fall back. Because it ain't looking good for you. Your approval rating is downhill. Yes, she had a cooking thing that she was doing, you know, Chef Curry with the pots and stuff. Y'all may have seen all that, but we know that negativity travels further than anything. And you've received backlash before, so why do you continue to make these type of comments or at least feed into debate when people ask you these type of questions? It's almost like she wants to double down on her being unhappy, like, oh, y'all mad, imagine how I feel. This shit is crazy. Now, Steph, obviously, he came out to defend his lady, obviously, all right? So he's saying that we good over here. Now, Steph, I hear you, but is you? Are you really good over there, my boy? Because there are some relationships out there where there's a weird dynamic where one person's emotions are constantly the priority, and if not managed properly, the whole thing falls apart. So the entire relationship becomes managing that person's level of happiness, and the other person's thoughts and opinions are placed on the back burner. And I know some folks out there may be saying that, well, that's why Ayesha's describing. Nah, hell nah. All that we know and see from Steph Curry is he's just doing his job and existing. We have zero indication of where he stands emotionally in his marriage. We don't know. Ayesha is one who's forthcoming with sharing her emotions or level of vulnerability or jealousy within her marriage. And now Steph has come out and let us know that he's not the victim, or even worse, the villain. Because God forbid that may be the next thing, that he may be the villain that forced her in this situation. We don't know. I'm just speculating at this point. But meantime, the whole time behind the scenes, Ayesha Curry could be throwing her emotional weight around like a mad woman, and Steph just has to deal with it because, as we've heard, she didn't want this life in the first place. So if he comes and makes it even worse with giving pushback, then she's out. That's my thought. She out. Now that's all speculation and maybe a little bit of projection, but we just talking shit right now because we don't know these people. We don't know these people, man, but we just know what we hear. But listen, we're gonna get into some wild responses from some content creators and TikTokers, including someone y'all may have seen, a girl that's saying that Ayesha need to go through a whole phase. We gotta tap in and see what's going on with that situation. But if we talking about needs, Steph Curry definitely needs to have a lawyer on speed dial, because my boy, I'm telling you right now, pray for the best, but please prepare for the worst, man. But speaking of a lawyer, man, let's tap in with our sponsor for today's video. So there's a reason why I always wear hats in my videos, bro. And it's not because I'm trying to be cool or mysterious. It's because I got this permanent scar on my forehead from a car accident that pretty much messed up my hairline, bro. And it's been years and I've never been compensated for it. Why? Because I didn't have a lawyer. I thought it'd be too expensive or just take forever. So instead of justice, I just got trauma in the crooked hairline, man. Back then, getting legal help felt like filing taxes blindfolded. Too much paperwork, endless phone calls, confusing appointments. I gave up before I even started. But now I know there's a reason why I keep my hat collection stacked up. Just like there's a reason that Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm. When life hits you hard, you need someone who hits back harder. And Morgan & Morgan, that's a legal powerhouse.
Morgan & 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 Morgan.
They've got over 1,000 attorneys in all 50 states. Real talk, they've recovered over $25 billion for over 500,000 clients. Like in Florida, someone was offered $350K and Morgan & Morgan got them $12 million. Another case in Pennsylvania offered $500,000, walked away with $29 million. So yeah, not all law firms are built the same, man. And submitting a claim is super easy. You can go to forthepeople.com/Stacy. All you have to do is provide your name, phone number, zip code, email, the class type, pick one of these things right here, and then describe what happened. happen and start your claim. It's simple like that. It literally takes under a minute. You don't have to get on a phone call, sit in the office, or fax somebody like it's 1999, dog. You can do it right up from your phone or your laptop. So if you're ever injured, you can check out Morgan & Morgan. Their fee is free unless they win. And once again, you can just click the link in the description below or scan the QR code on the screen to start your claim. Don't be like me, scarred up and empty-handed, man. Be smart and be ready. I appreciate y'all patience, man. I appreciate y'all patience, but let's keep this thing rolling. So the other day this video went viral. I've been waiting to watch this. Y'all know I've been on vacation, man, but I'm waiting to watch this with y'all. Let's see what the hell this lady saying, man. Talking about some Ayesha Curry need a hoe phase. What the hell is going on? This TikTok name is Anna is Just That Girl. All right, let's see what the hell she's saying.
Ayesha Curry is a perfect example of why it is so important to have a hoe phase. Go be a hoe. Be a hoe. But be a safe hoe, though. Like, protect yourself and don't get pregnant. That's why she's sitting over there feeling trapped with Steph Curry. Sometimes you gotta go through some stuff to really appreciate what you have. She probably ain't never been hoed. She probably ain't never been drugged through the mud by a dude. She probably never had a heartbroken time and time again. That's why she can't really appreciate what she has, because it's like, I need something edgy. I need something fun. Like this mom stuff. This being married to Steph Curry, this shit is boring. And now she's really rebelling. She want to be in the streets. She want to be desired by other men. She probably want to do something with another man because she probably never experienced that. Like, when did they get together? Like high school or something? That is not enough time to be out in the world and do stuff and experience stuff. Like, you don't have to experience a whole lot. But I don't think she experienced anything at all. And now she's tied down, married with kids. You can't go do your thing right now unless you go do your thing and run the risk. Like, you ain't just no Lucinda from down the block. You're Ayesha Curry. If you gonna mess with anybody, trust me, we gonna know about it.
I think we need to find better vocabulary for these type of things. Because saying that you need to go through a whole phase is crazy. Now, I did do a Man on the Street video some years ago asking this question about whether or not people should go through a whole phase or not. I asked the question to people. Some people said yes, some people said no. But I think, of course, my question came from hearing the conversation on social media. But I think the terminology just is very salacious. A whole phase? No, everyone shouldn't go through no damn whole phase. But yes, I do believe people should talk to other people before they are for sure that they want to be with one person for the rest of their life. I agree with that shit. But a whole phase, that terminology is crazy. It's crazy. On some funny shit, tongue-in-cheek shit, I get it. But to promote just sampling the coochie or sampling penises out there, that's wild. That's wild. I can understand a party phase. Which is before you get responsible in life. You go out on Friday nights, maybe Saturday nights, enjoy yourself, have a little fun, do a little clubbing and stuff before you say, okay, I gotta make sure I slow down with drinking. I can't be doing X, Y, and Z because I gotta be responsible in my life and things of that sort. I understand that shit. But there's this thing out here that's called STIs and STDs. And some of them give you baggage that you can't get rid of. So we gotta be careful when it comes to how we speak and promote certain things on social media. Gotta be responsible when we talk about certain things. All right. What are people saying in response? Homie says, Jesus Christ, single women keep women single. I haven't seen a better example than this video. Now society needs to go with the F that I just hear. Let's see these ladies over here in this comment section saying things. Please don't take this advice. That's a lady. Another lady says, as a woman, if you don't understand what was wrong with what she said, then that's probably the reason y'all still single. You don't create a whole life with a man, kids, marriage, the whole nine, and then sit on a podcast and says you never wanted any of that. No kids, marriage, and you wanted to just do you. Read the room. You should have decided that before you got married, before the kids. Not going on some podcast and embarrassing your significant other. She gets picked me, but the problem is she's already been picked. Somehow it's still not enough though. You got a good man. Almost too good, because the F is she doing? Mind you, Ayesha was referring to pursuing more career accolades for her personal legacy and nothing about sleeping with random men. She did say she liked being lusted after though. So you can't just put it about that. She wants to be lusted after.
Something that really bothers me and honestly has given me a sense of a little bit of an insecurity is the fact that, there are all these women throwing themselves, but me, the past 10 years, I don't have any of that. I have zero, this sounds weird, but like male attention. Because I don't want it, but it'd be nice to know that like someone's looking.
You want to know that someone's looking. Someone other than your husband's looking.
Like very nice by nature, and he's very talkative. He gets it from his mama, and so like everything's always like very, very friendly, and sometimes to the point where I'm like, okay, I'm a grown woman, so I'll just insert myself and be like, hello, how are you doing? Exactly. Right. Like I'm okay with it now, and I've obviously, you know, like the devil is a liar, and there's always like, the ladies will always be lurking, hoping for their moment and waiting. You need to be aware of that. But for me, I honestly hate it. I don't like when I feel like leveled off. So like we had the conversation about it, and he like tries really, really hard to make sure that if we're going somewhere, I'm being introduced. I don't like to have to introduce myself. So we try and, I try and make that known. But there have been a couple of times where I've wanted to like punch somebody in the face for sure. I'll never forget, we wanted to go buy bikes one day, and I'm sitting in the back nursing Riley. At the time, she's less than a year old. And this group of people come over and they're trying to ask Stephen for pictures and autographs. The woman opens the car door, sticks her body in the car, and she's like, oh, let me see. I'm like, no, like get out of the car. She goes, oh, honey, you know what you signed up for. And that's kind of stuck with me for a long time because I'm like, actually, no, I didn't.
So she didn't know what she signed up for. All right. But yeah, man, she feels some type of way about not getting that attention. So it's not just that. But all right, let's go ahead and see what some other TikTokers are saying. So in direct response to the whole phase video, we got Dana D. Let's see what Dana got to say.
Ayesha Curry needed a whole phase. That's what I heard one of these birds say. What good did the whole phase do for a lot of y'all? Only thing a lot of y'all benefited from it was STDs, babies, men who didn't want you, dog walked you, and then eventually you just ended up with a bunch of emotional trauma that you carry on into every situation that you've been in since that point.
Facts. Baggage. Music Soul Child got a song called Previous Cats. I'm not to blame for the pain that was caused by previous cats that had your heart before me. That song right there, them lyrics right there, before I even went through relationships, I was singing that shit, my heart out. Ain't even experienced nothing until I experienced shit, and I always call back to that song. I'm not to blame for the pain that was caused by previous cats, because women will make you do the time for somebody else's crime. Put the pieces back together that someone else broke. It ain't my job, baby. That ain't my damn job.
The only thing I took from what Ayesha Curry said is that she wanted the boss chick. She wanted to be the most important person in that relationship. She wanted to be the well-known, famous person. She wanted to be famous in her own merit. She didn't want to be Steph Curry's wife. She didn't want to be known for being somebody's wife. She wanted to be the person that was known, and then the other person who was with her would be the person who would be associated with being with Ayesha Curry. That's what I took from it. It sounds more like it's ego-driven more than anything, not sex-driven. Every time she opened her mouth, it seems like it's ego-driven, right? Even down to the wanting attention from men. I don't think she wanted attention from men so she could sleep with a bunch of men. I think she wanted attention from men, again, to boost her ego. I think people forget just how young...
And that can be dangerous. Because if she can't get the emotional upper hand in other ways, then she's gonna find it on her own, and that may come from arguments or manipulation, emotional manipulation, like I described to you guys earlier, that some people may go through in their relationships. Someone will emotionally throw their weight around and make you fold if they can't, get the upper hand in other ways, if that's what drives them. You feel me? If that's what drives them. And notice I'm saying someone. I'm not on some gender shit and saying men or women do this. I'm saying someone because I think these things are interchangeable when it comes to the genders and relationships. So we're not doing that over here, all right?
She was when she got with Steph Curry. So her saying that she didn't dream of being a mother or a wife at that time, that's not unheard of. That's not really that crazy. Sometimes people never change their mind about it, and sometimes you meet a person that make you change your mind about it. One thing I can guarantee you is that Ayesha Curry, regardless of how she feel or what she thinks she might have missed out on, she would never trade places with the people who telling her to have a whole phase. She would never trade places with you. right? She would never give up what she ended up with to take what you got. And y'all men who talking about she embarrassing Steph Curry, he's married to her. They have to see each other every day. They talk to each other every day. If he really wanted her to shut up and stop doing these interviews and saying the stuff that she be saying, she probably would be doing the interviews and saying the stuff that she be saying. So clearly he ain't really got that big of a problem with what she be running around her mouth saying.
That ain't true. That ain't true. I'm trying to tell y'all. That ain't true. He can be dealing with it so she could have her one up. She could have her win. Have her victory, because she could be raising hell in that household. And he just trying to let her have her thing. That doesn't mean he agree with it. It's a lot of times men will be quiet with some shit that they don't agree with just to choose peace in their mind. And it may be the wrong thing to do. But that's how a lot of men move.
He probably done heard her say it before. I'm sure that's not the first time he's heard it out his wife's mouth. Keyword, his wife's mouth that he's been married to for years. Y'all men don't keep the same energy when it comes to disrespect that you do when women disrespect the men that they with, right? You don't seem to have a big enough problem with men disrespecting the women that they be with the way you do when women disrespect the men that they with. It's disrespectful regardless of who do it. Embarrassing your partner is never cool, man or woman. You don't disrespect your partner. You don't say crazy stuff about your partner in front of company. Whatever you feel about your partner, you take that up with your partner, but you don't say that kind of stuff in public. It's wrong on man or woman's side. To bring the point back home, no,
I agree with that. Let her finish though.
she didn't need a whole phase, and y'all love giving out terrible advice to other women so that they can end up in the same boat as you. But the reality is most of y'all didn't benefit from having one, and nobody usually does.
Yeah, no whole phases, man. But I would say, man, you just date. You date, and then you go through process of elimination, reasonably weeding out, folks that you don't need to be with. You don't teach yourself how to deal with bullshit. A lot of times when we date, we teach ourselves how to deal with fuckery. That's not how you date, man. It's not like lifting weights, you teach yourself how to struggle with a bunch of weight in your chest, and then your muscles get stronger. That's not how you should approach dating, I mean. You should approach it from finding someone that you actually enjoy the company. You guys are like-minded. That person respects your boundaries, and you can build with that person, you feel me? But I ain't got all the answers, man. Let's keep it pushing. This TikToker name is Sky Rax. Let's see what she's saying. Literally nobody, Ayesha Curry every 10 business days.
So, what's it like being with the love of your life, Stephen Curry? Love of my life? I don't even like him. Love? You gotta stop. Like, do you think you influenced his game at all? Or I don't even think he can play. Personally, I don't really like the dude. He alright. I never really wanted him though. Like, to be honest, I got my kids, I guess, but I never wanted that either. Like, I never really wanted that man. I really wanted this one boy from my neighborhood. I really wanted him, but I ended up with Steph. Like, I don't know. Oh, like, he went to the Olympics. So, was he even good? He did all right. I was really looking at LeBron. That's what I really wanted, but I guess I got him. I guess.
All right, that's obviously an exaggeration of the situation, man. She crazy. All right, this TikToker name is the Sasha Whitney. Let's see what she's saying right here.
Ayesha Curry is one of those people who, when she talks, I immediately block out anything anyone has to say. I don't even let their opinion of what she's saying enter my ear before I run and go watch it and listen to it for myself, because she is one of those people that we as a society, or not we, a lot of people have this irrational irritation towards, that anything she says or does will irritate them. Tyla is one of those people. Gabrielle Union is one of those people. I'm sure we can all think of someone. People collectively as a society, have just decided they dislike and will rule out anything and everything that comes out of their mouth, and will just look for an opportunity to kick them down. And as it pertains to Ayesha Curry, I think it is really unfortunate, because even though I am child-free, She is saying something that I have heard many women say, many women who are wives, many women who are especially mothers who have devoted their lives to their children, or their lives may not have panned out the way they thought they were going to. And that's something that you start to realize and think about the older you get, but especially as you start to near your 40s. And it's very natural for Ayesha Curry to be experiencing what she is experiencing and speaking out about it. However, for some bizarre reason, well, we know the reason, patriarchy. And again, Ayesha Curry is just one of those people have this irrational disdain towards. And it's really unfortunate because it's not even a right message, wrong messenger, because money does not make it so people cannot speak to certain situations. We see people with money who are absolutely miserable. Look no further than Nicki Minaj, okay? People with money can absolutely be miserable. People with money can absolutely regret some of the choices they made in their lives or wish that they would have taken a different route or done some things differently. And I don't understand why. I'm less interested in the men who are kicking down Ayesha Curry because, again, I understand where that's coming from. It's unfortunately women, particularly, I'm not interested again in the women who are in their 20s or even early 30s speaking negatively about Ayesha Curry. I must say I am pretty disappointed to see the takes from women in their 30s, their mid 30s, 40s, 50s, speaking about so negatively about what Ayesha Curry said, especially if they are moms.
Okay, Miss Sasha, I appreciate your opinion and your perspective. One thing I would say is that I will not agree with your point as far as just throwing the arguments of men or many people that disagree with Ayesha Curry's stance away because of patriarchy, because when the tables are turned, and we talked about this before, say for instance with Simone Biles and her husband or any other woman that's popular or has some type of notoriety, like I told you before, we had the Disney princess syndrome where women see a woman that has some type of stature, and if their boyfriend, their Prince Charming, doesn't fit the role in the way that they wanted to, they will bash the entire relationship forever on social media. So you can't just turn away people's opinions on a situation and just chalk it up to patriarchy. And that's not the reason why. People just see someone that they respect and they hope that they are being loved in the way that they would want to be loved because they vicariously are living through that person. It's not just patriarchy. That's what it comes down to. Steph Curry is cherished. He's the greatest shooter of all time. So many people look up to him like some type of superhero. That's just what it comes down to. You might find it weird, but it's the truth. I think the Barbs are weird, but her fans exist. And unfortunately, we have to, if you want to, examine these people's mind states if you're going to make an opinion on them. If you want the opinion to be thorough, you have to examine them and look at them for what they are. And that's the reason they behave the way that they behave. Okay? So you can't just chalk it up to patriarchy. But I understand your perspective as far as speaking from a woman and how mothers may perceive their life to be. I get that. And my perspective is my perspective as far as what I think, how I think men feel when they are accomplished and they feel like they are giving a woman everything that you're told that you should give a woman, and then still hear that woman seem like she's not satisfied in a marriage. It may make a man head spin the fuck around because like, what the hell else am I supposed to do? If this person right here, who many people, once again, look at him like a superhero and he can't even keep his woman happy and satisfied, then I have no hope. That's the perspective of the man. Okay? And you may say that's because of patriarchy from that perspective. I get it. I get it. But society is what society is. But as she describes Steph Curry, he also seems like he's very emotional intelligent. So that doesn't sound like someone who subscribes to the patriarchal mind state of many men that you guys love to bash. So if she's someone that's in a relationship where she seems to be getting the best of both worlds, I don't know, I'm guessing. But if she is, she still isn't satisfied. And once again, many men may look at the situation like, I could be the best that I can be, and it still won't be enough. And that's why you are seeing backlash. But listen, we've been on this topic for a little while. Like I told y'all, I'm just getting back from vacation. I got a lot of things to dive through, and I'm not trying to shortchange y'all. I'm giving y'all full reactions and commentary, not just some quick things. So we here, we hanging. Hit the like button and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Turn on the notification bell if I fell out of your algorithm and you're not getting my notice. Hit that thing, man, and let me know what y'all think about all this in the comment section below. I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here though. This is another update with Stace. Yo.